I'm so sorry, black people. Today, white people are going to flock to this app en masse and tell their followers that the world is ending when it's only your neighborhood's being affected. Just wait till Aaron Parnas, Valenti, and Pearl Mania wake up and have to scream at their followers like they do every day because their followers are American Jewish people who only respond to self-inflicted victimization from high-rise apartments. We're not affected by these stories. And in the same way that we told you that you not voting for Kamala was drapetomania, I'm going to say the only honest thing that a white person's going to say to you today, which is run. Also, sorry, black people, I grew up in the boonies, and everyone in the boonies still thinks that your brains are smaller. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know why I can't say this. TikTok, you keep taking this video down, but this is my opinion. This is like, I've asked every single person I've ever met from the boonies, when they grew up, were they told that black people's brains are smaller? And there have been hundreds of yeses and 0 no's. So you can't keep taking down this video. Oh, I hate this app. But I do want to say that now that Trump is going to destroy every single historically black neighborhood in these cities, I gotta say that every 60 to 80 years, white people lose their mind, and it's a self-defense mechanism. It's how we stay in power. We have to attack a group, and usually it's a couple. So I'm so serious when I say white people are gonna act censored, but black people's lives are censored in America. Palestinians' lives are censored in their own countries. So we get to act it online, and this is the point, which is if you wanna be successful in white, any successful white person that you see in the world is going to miss the point. It's by design, whether it's subconscious or conscious. So again, if you're following white creators, just go to see who they're following. If they're not following 1,000 Palestinian kids, if they're just yelling breaking news at you, unfollow them, please. And of course, black people run.
If you guys want a preview of what's going to happen in DC and around the country, watch this video. Watch it.
Take a listen. He did. I don't care. He's lying supine. I mean, look at his legs. You can see it. Unless it's like a dead deer. But still warm. This whole boy's dead. This whole boy is no longer with us. He's gonna have a dog right.
What you just witnessed is part of the hours-long footage of the lynching of a young man by the name of Derek Clark Jr. by the SWAT team, Sheriff's Department, and other law enforcement personnel in Oregon. This happened a couple of years ago in 2022. The police used a BS reason to pull him over, by which I mean they didn't pull him over. They rammed the back of his car in rainy weather, pushed it into a ditch. He flees the vehicle and they shoot him in the back. While he's laying on the ground, wailing and asking for help for hours, they just film with their body cams on, making jokes. They call in the SWAT team because, hey, guess what? Police like to train on live bodies. The dogs respond differently than the bodies that they get from the morgue, where J.J. Abel and them get their bodies. So they do live training exercises on this young man's body. They fly their new drones over it. They have their little war games. They throw little makeshift bombs, and they let him die. They let him die. They torture him basically for multiple hours after having a false reason to arrest him. This is a build-up to an operation. Why is a SWAT team running tests on live bodies? We're going to get deep into this because even though they went through the ritual initiation of that sham trial, getting let off, and they can go back because there's no double jeopardy, so you can't have the same criminal trial. We have to go through the civil courts, of course, to find justice. But more importantly, you guys need to realize that the police and all those people that are walking around in those masks having protests saying they want to kill black people, they're exactly the same. This case will show you. The judge touching this case is a white woman. She said this is obviously a racist thing. And we're going to go through all the details so you guys can see what's going to happen city by city.
Do you realize that the most racist scientific community ever were 19th century anthropologists? They're the ones that set up the race and the this, and white male humans were at the top of the evolutionary ladder, and blacks and everybody else were lower, still evolving, closer to the apes and all of this. This was going on for coming out of the 18th century into the 19th century. My point is, in the 1990s, now that we can do genetic tracking and things,
Okay.
now we do genetic tracking,
Yeah.
the world found out that Europeans are between 1% and 3% Neanderthal genetically, and Africans are 0% Neanderthal. So in the 1990s, research papers started coming out talking about how creative and imaginative the Neanderthals must have been and how they used a complete facelift of the Neanderthal. That started at the time they learned it.
Remember, you did an interview recently where you talked about some of the, the racist things that people have said about black people and monkeys and so forth. But you said when you actually scientifically look at people, monkeys are hairy. People are the hairiest people
on Earth.
On Earth. I am really hairy. Like, seriously.
I don't shave.
No, I shave I'm shaving
I know.
now.
I
got hair on my back,
coming up
my chest is all hairy.
The hair coming up
hair on my ears,
collar. Okay, these were highly overlooked similarities.
Yeah, the big ears. People usually have big ears.
Bigger ears around.
Monkeys have thin lips. White people, I have thin lips.
Yes.
So really, I look more like a monkey than anyone else. But but then there's the whole racist stereotype that to this day still goes.
19th century anthropologists is probably the most racist period in the most racist branch of science there ever was. And it's evident by the moment you start categorizing people and then ranking them. Well, you're going to rank yourself at the top, and that will deeply bias you for what you look for and what you cite as evidence to support your biased view. And you don't even think you have a biased view. But these biased views fed the entire movement. Movement was let's purify the human race by preventing the undesirables from mating, right? And forced sterilization, all of this. Yeah. A little known fact is the movement, which was big in the United States in the 1910s and 20s, fed the philosophies of as he rose up in the 30s. But we want to distance ourselves from him. Why wouldn't you? But if you actually part the curtains, there's the intersection of what race is superior and what race isn't. And that is foundational to his writings, and it was foundational to the movement.
Yeah, I mean, when I
hear... But in the comparisons go on.
Yeah.
In the book that I wrote, I say, I didn't just come up with I said to myself, suppose the 19th century had racist black anthropologists. Let's just turn the tables. Let's make them racist and see what they would come up with. Huh. Of course, they'd have to put themselves at the top and now find all the similarities between white people and chimpanzees. And it start with the fully hairy bodies, the huge ears, I have big ears. And the person who wants, look at my ear here. How big is that?
Pretty small.
All right. Yeah. And people say, well, how about Obama? He's the first black president and he's got big ears. He's exactly half.
Well, we
call him a black president.
Well, no, yeah, his dad comes from Africa.
He's exactly
half. Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
No doubt those big ears come from his mama. Okay? So the point is, I'm just saying, look how easy it is to be racist.
Right.
And take a look at a chimpanzee's lips. They're razor thin. All right? And we've got some very famous large-lipped black people, Jay-Z among them. All right? I don't have small lips. So they overlooked so much.
Yeah.
Okay? I got to add one just while you went there, so I'm going to add one.
Let's go.
Do you know lice outbreaks are 30 times more likely in people than in black people?
Really?
The lice just don't enjoy black hair. Okay? For whatever reasons, it is 30 times more likely. Okay? Just if you put lice in the hair, it'll want to go to the people's hair. We ever see chimpanzees pruning each other?
Oh yeah, they pick the lice out.
They're picking out the lice. And
right.
Apparently lice is tasty because they eat it. So this is a huge exercise. And anyhow, it goes on and on. The fact that you have likely never seen black children walk by a tree and say, I want to build a house in that tree and live there. Okay? This is like a suburban kid thing, all right? And so that racist black anthropologist would say, these are just people wanting to return to their roots in the trees. Okay? Look how easy it is to be a racist.
Easy,
you could totally do it.